and the wind just blew. Okay. Oh no, I broke it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Cali Plants. It's me again, Mark, and today we're at the back of our house because it's very windy outside. You can probably hear the wind just howling. Okay, so it's blowing, it's coming and going, and I'm actually afraid that it will topple over our stand here, our tripod. And currently, this is the setup that I think that will be nice for our repotting session for this session. Okay, I will be showing you. Okay, we have our potting mix here. Yes, we have our peperomia over there, our watermelon, and we have our succulents. So if you've been watching, if you watched our last video, I unboxed some recent succulents and I wasn't able to repot all of them, so I still went out and bought some pots, and here are the ones that I haven't repotted yet. So let's see, take a look at that. Okay. Okay, it's really a mess, it's really a chaos here. Okay, so let's just go ahead because they're already toppling all over, and I will switch the camera so that you can see it better, and then I would be talking about the plants that I have here, and while I'm repotting them I will be discussing some topics. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, so this is our setup, this is our table at the back of our house, and yeah, we have some crassulas right here to work with, and yeah, they're still alive. They're a little bit more dry than when I first got them. So yeah. Okay, we have our small pots here. These are the pots that I bought. This is what I use with most of my small succulents with my crassulas. So it will fit nicely with our other crassulas at the greenhouse. So this is, I think, the crassula Cindy that they've been talking about in Benguet. And you can see it's kind of a pinkish type crassula, much like the campfire. It's got some red coloration, really nice. Okay, and I really like these small pots because the succulent doesn't have to establish a lot of roots, and it doesn't have to stay waterlogged for very long because with the small pots it will dry out much more faster. Okay, so we have that, really nice. Now what I'll do after repotting this, I will be putting them in the greenhouse, and as I'm observing it, the greenhouse is not bothered by the wind. The wind doesn't shake up the plants over there too much. The plants do get rain, but the ones that are on the sides are the ones that are the most exposed, and those plants, they're just the calanchos and the aloes, and they can tolerate a little bit of rain. Not like with our echeverias. My echeverias, I put them in a much more protected area in the greenhouse. Okay, so we have that variegated crassula. Looking really nice, isn't it? Okay, so yeah. Now I've had a subscriber recently ask me on the comment sections how to root their succulent, and I've made a lot of videos about rooting up succulents before. So if you're that subscriber, you might want to check on that for reference. But basically, what succulents need so that they can root properly is sunlight and watering. Yes, even if a succulent doesn't have any roots, it's best if you start watering it after 1 week, once you're sure that the plant is really dry. Actually, with the dryness of this calancho, I can water this right after planting it because it's really dry and there's no exposed wounds on the plant, so it can accept water already. So as soon as your succulent is dry and if its roots are not exposed, there's no wounds, there's no cuts on the plant, then you can water it. Then the plant will wake up and will send out roots. If you don't water, it might take longer for the plant to produce roots and to establish if you don't water and if you don't give sunlight. So that's what I would recommend. Morning sun and some watering. Okay, you don't have to drench the pot thoroughly with water. You just have to make it moist and let the plant know that there is water on the soil. Okay, and also don't give your plant too much direct sun if it's not yet fully established, since that will also hinder the rooting process. We will plant our fabiola here. I have the others, by the way, I have the other succulents planted inside already. So yeah, no worries on that, just these ones. Also, currently, with a windy, stormy weather that we're having, you might be having some difficulties with caring for your succulents, just like with what I'm experiencing here. It's very hard for me to go out and to water my plants, but you shouldn't worry about that, because if it's not hot, succulents will really not die. They can stay alive even if they're not watered for very long. They might lose some leaves, but it might be better if you actually neglect them, because they won't be growing so much. So they won't be using up water if you're watering them. They won't be using up that water because there's no sun. They will be kind of dormant. They might be more prone to rot if you water them too much. And the wind just blew. If you're thinking, why am I recording with this wind? Because there's no other time to record. It's always windy here. It's never quiet in this place. Okay, so again, with watering, you might not need to water your succulents that much during this stormy weather that we're having. If it's dry and if it's sunny in your place, then you can probably still water, because of the low temperature, succulents can grow a bit if it's very sunny. Yeah, but if it's not, then you might want for sunnier conditions to come, and then you can water again. Just don't get bothered with watering or with caring for your succulents. If you can't get out, it's much safer if you keep yourself protected first. And if your succulents are in a protected area where they won't be disturbed, then it might be good that you might not need to visit them that often. Okay, so now we're going to the main star of the show, this big Peperomia argyreia, the watermelon Peperomia. I got this from Benguet Succulent Garden on Cabanatuan when they still have their spot there. It was from Ma'am Sathelin Sanil Saltin, and they had these large Peperomias that they sell for very cheap because they're already closing up the space. So I managed to snag one, this watermelon Peperomia that is very lush, very big. I've watered this about 3 days ago, and right now it's still damp, but I'm planning to repot it right away, and then I will just water once it's really dry. I don't want to wait for it to dry out completely before I plant, because if it dries up, it gets very wilted. So I'm actually thinking of separating this right now. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, look at that root mass. There's a lot of roots, and I think that we can separate this. I think I can take one stem, one head out of this to plant in a different container. Okay, look at that. I'm hoping that you can see it. Okay, this stem. Okay. Oh no, I broke it. Oh no, I broke one of the leaves. Okay, slowly, carefully. Okay, that's it. I managed to get one. That's nice. Okay, you can still propagate this tiny leaf. Let's take that out, and then let's take out the soil from this bunch, and we'll plant it in our new potting mix. Because what I realized, if I leave it there, it's always getting very wilted, and it's very sad looking. So I don't think that it likes to stay in that potting mix. I'm just more confident with my new potting mix. I have other Peperomias replanted, and this is the one that I haven't replanted because it's very big and I don't want to disturb it. So yeah, but the other Peperomias that I replanted, they're doing very well with my potting mix. So I'm confident that hopefully this will just continue growing. Okay, and we have separated another, but I can still separate this, but I don't want to separate anymore because it won't look lush anymore if I separate it even further. Yep. Now what I also would say with the Peperomia is that their leaves will turn towards the light. So if you want to have a balanced look on your plant, you might want to rotate it a few times. So this is probably the back side of the plant, and you can see that the leaves are not folding downwards on this side. So if you want to make them fall downwards on this side, you can put this in the direction of the sun. So currently probably it was staying at this orientation where the sun is hitting the leaves. Okay, and what I love about these peperomias, they can thrive in medium light. They can tolerate a little bit of direct sun if it's not too hot, but I wouldn't recommend really direct sun on them, not like with our succulents, which I put in full sun. These ones are not full sun plants. They can tolerate being indoors near a very bright window. Okay, there's that. Oh, really nice. And let's replant the other smaller one. I was actually looking to get more of it. So probably in 2 or 3 days, I will start watering them. I don't want to water them while they're still damp. I'm gonna let them dry out in this new potting mix. Woo, the wind is blowing. There you go. Now what you can do with this broken leaf, okay, you can just, okay, I can actually put it here and it can produce sprouts there, but I don't want to risk that, so I'm gonna cut this off and I will put it right here. Okay, and I won't give it direct sun, and it will be watered with the plant on top of it. Okay, look at that, with a not stretched leaf like this. Okay, really funny looking. Okay, so let me just grab the camera and we'll go around and I'll show you the plants that we have. Okay, everything is kind of messy. So this is the large Peperomia watermelon that we repotted. Okay, looking really nice. Yep. This is the small one. Okay, these are the succulents that we have. This is a Fabiola. Pardon for the grainy video because that's all the light we can get. Okay, we have this tree sedum, calancho, and our crassula, Cindy, and another crassula. Okay, we have leaves falling out of the calancho, so I might need to give it this more sun. And also I forgot I still have those two replant. But I think that's it for now. For this repotting session, I don't want to stretch this out for very long. I really hope that you like the plant that we have here. If you have any questions with repotting your plants, your succulents, or really any concern with your plants, you can hit it up on the comments. You can ask me in the comments and I will try to answer it. And also please don't forget to hit the like on our video and to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And you can also share our videos to your plant friends if you have any friends that are interested with these plants as well, so that we can get more viewers here on the channel. You can really help us out. And I think that's about it for this video, guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.